Hi, Dr. Doran. How are you?
Great.
Thanks for
I'm
coming
happy to be
today.
here.
So, Dr. Doran, can you give us a little bit about your background and your medical career?
Yeah, so I'm an osteopathic physician.
Okay.
I've been practicing for 18 years. And so I guess always the question is, what do I do? Like, what's the difference between an osteopath and an allopath?
Right.
And our training is, we have a similar training when it comes to like medications, the science behind everything. But the main difference for us is we really do focus on, we have extra training on bones, the muscles, and the tissues. So
Right.
manipulation. And we approach things, and because we incorporate the whole body, we have more of a holistic approach.
Right.
So before I entered medical school, I had to decide what path to take, what medicine I wanted. And I always knew in my heart that I wanted more holistic approach.
Oh,
Um, so I
interesting.
air for
Yeah.
more like osteopath, right?
Right.
And not until I came out of osteopathic school and actually practiced that I really made that whole connection, actually make the connection.
Right.
Um,
But you are actually an MD too, or you're still an MD, a family physician?
So that's where I was trying to explain that I'm a DO, Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, MD or allopathics. We both are on the same look at on the same level, meaning like we can both prescribe medications. We can both, refer to subspecialties. We can work, we're equals essentially,
Right.
but we just have additional training on the bones, the muscles, and the tissues.
Right. No, that's
Yes.
awesome that you come from that background as well. So you mentioned you've always been interested in naturopathic medicine. Is that what brought you to Dr. Wu, or how did that connection happen?
Actually, in over the past 6 years or so,
Mhm.
just through practicing everything, I really noticed that we've like have come to like this opioid crisis,
Oh, yeah.
like and substance abuse. I've seen so many, and I'm just like, what is going on? And if you think about it, people don't just go to doctors just to get a physical. I mean, they eventually do, but a lot of times, most people come to doctors. Number one is pain,
Exactly. Yes.
whether it's like a headache, ear pain, sore throat, chest pain, abdominal pain, leg pain, chronic pain, arthritis, arthritic pain, aging pain. So the number one is pain, right?
Hmm.
And a lot of times, you know, pharmaceutical companies, they just teach us to give Motrin,
Hmm.
gives, and then if that doesn't work, go a higher level up with like narcotics.
Right.
And back then, 10, 15 years ago, we didn't know that it could be so addictive.
Right.
And then it becomes like this spiral
Hmm.
of dependency that
Right.
people get caught up on.
So, because of your medical experience and your patient experience with that, is that what made you make that turn and to go towards Dr. Wu and learning from him as an apprentice? Can you kind of take us to that journey?
Right. I mean, because I was just like, there's got to be more
Right.
besides just taking pills. I
Absolutely.
mean, our training was to prescribe, right? And we have to know like the side effects and interactions. And what I see from people just taking pain medications or any medications is really
Mhm.
just like a band-aid. You don't really get to that the root cause, right? And so you never really completely heal.
Mhm.
It's just, yeah, people don't really heal and they just spiral and they just get worse. And they become so
Right.
dependent that they don't even know how, they're so deep, they don't even know how to get out of it. And
Yeah.
with pain meds, narcotics especially, you become depressed
Right.
or become more anxious. So that's number two in what docs see is depression, anxiety.
Right.
And again, it's you're looking at um, sedatives. So anxiety medication like Xanax,
Right.
be short acting that doesn't help. Again, it just numbs the pain, right? It
Mhm.
numbs that level of
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it doesn't heal the whole person. So
So you basically came to the same conclusion as, as a osteopathic doctor, and that's why you were able to align with Dr. Wu and you wanted to
exactly.
study with him. And so can you kind of share your journey with Dr. Wu and studying with him and being an apprentice or sharing similar philosophies as a medical doctor as well?
So because of the whole, just wanting to give more to my patient, of more, resolve more issues and just putting a band-aid on it.
Right.
I started to do some research locally,
Hmm.
other alternative means. And I've always believed in nutrition, right?
Yeah.
Healthy lifestyle, promoting exercise, Um, but so I was searching alternative medicine and I found Dr. Wu
Oh,
online
wow.
and I was seeing what he offered, and I was like, Tuina, what is Tuina, right? No
Uh-huh.
clue. And so I was like, why not? Just take a class. And so I went to his class and I was just like, honestly, my jaw just dropped.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was like, how, wait, how is that person with chronic hip pain, hardly can walk? He just did push like a point, not even where the pain is. So like the hip pain and he placed it on the ankle,
It's
like a pressure
phenomenal.
point.
I totally understand.
And I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense to me. Like what? So because of that, just that opened the doorway to a lot of like, I gotta know more. This
Right.
this is
Yeah,
insane to me.
it totally makes sense. Dr. Doran, as a medical doctor, I'm just curious to get into your insights and perspective on this is what do you see as disparities between Western medicine and Eastern medicine? Or do you see that Eastern medicine is somewhat supplementary to what Western medicine, what you've done? Because now you have the blend of both. So can you kind of share your thoughts on that?
Sure. So I guess I'm very like privileged to an honor to have come to know, the Eastern side, the
Mm,
alternative side, because it can complement each other,
right,
So the Western I can say is like we're very good at diagnosing, right? And the
correct,
treatment is can be effective, but not, in a holistic approach. It's just like a band-aid again. It's just
correct.
you know but you know um having that combination, just realizing like the Western medicine, I guess what I would say is like out of convenience, out
Hmm.
of instant gratification. You know what I
Right.
mean? Our society is very fast paced and it's like, what can I do now to heal it
Fix it.
now, to
Yeah,
fix it now, right?
right,
Versus Eastern medicine, it's more of like, okay, you really need to look at your whole lifestyle. Like, what is stressing you? What is really the root cause? What is truly the issue, right? And a lot of diseases stems from our malnourished diet, our lack of activity, and really number one is stressors, whether
mm,
it's our colleagues, our workforce, our personal relationships, toxins, So
yeah,
that's really, so when you able to, the Eastern medicine is really telling us or reminding us like to slow down, a
yeah,
slower pace, like a breather,
yeah,
check yourself, versus Western. Okay, here you go, out the door in 15
right,
minutes,
right.
right?
Yeah, you kind of led me into my next question because you somewhat answered it already. I was going to ask you, how does TCM as a modality being adopted from a patient better than, doing Western medicine? So you somewhat answered it already, but are you emphasizing that in Eastern medicine, it's like what you said, the lifestyle and really looking at the whole person outside of just the symptoms, right? And
Correct.
so you're saying also the environmental and the emotional aspect. Can you share more about that and what you see in the patients you've treated?
So, a lot of people, when they forget to connect with nature, they
I'm
can
sorry, say that again.
they forget to connect with nature. They
Oh, connect
forget,
with nature. Yeah.
yeah, they forget that we are energy. And as much as, just like a simple plant is, this is the best analogy I can give. And if a lot of patients know me for giving analogies because
Yeah, that's good though. Yeah.
um but there's a relationship with plants and us, right?
Hmm.
The plants need us to give them carbon dioxide.
Right.
We need oxygen from the plants. And
Yeah.
so we benefit from it.
Yeah.
When we breathe in the air, there's some level of calmness, right?
Right.
When we soak our feet in the river or the lake water, we get grounded.
Right.
Um, there's something about this, and the best I can say is Dr. Wu has taught me is I am air, I am light, I am
Yes.
water flow.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
just means to be,
Mm,
right? Take a moment to be, because we don't do that enough. And if
right.
we do take that moment to be, you know, we can definitely heal. We'll be able to heal, to get
Mm,
out of that monkey mind, as Dr. Wu is,
right.
because we're always constant on the go.
No,
You
I
know,
absolutely agree. And I've heard him say that beautiful poetic language of I am air and I am flow and water flow. Um, so you're seeing this mostly as all interrelated, like we're everything's interrelated as a part of our healing process. And you're also saying that connecting and tuning with nature has an energetic field that also circulates energy or gives us the energy as part of our chi or is I mean I'm
part
seeing
of
a
it.
lot of Taoism, concepts in this, and I know Dr. Wu talks a lot about Taoism. So do you feel that that is a huge component in understanding your healing process? It's not just physical.
So we we are all energetic beings, right?
Right.
And if we understand, if I were to kind of slice you, right,
Yeah.
cut you
Yeah,
down
yeah.
to parts, you're a whole body. But if I cut you down to another layer,
Right.
you're actually made of organs, right? Your brain is
Right.
an organ, your skin is an organ, your kidneys, your liver, all makes up your body. If you were to break down that organs, your it's just tissues, and
Right.
groups of tissue, groups of cells make up the tissues. But
Right.
further dissect the cells, and you're really just atoms, neutrons, protons, electrons just circulating,
Yes.
and nourishing our body with the right foods, right?
Mm,
And moving our body. So qigong, and tui na
right.
is like a meditative movement. Qigong, tai chi, it's
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
meditative
The martial
movement.
arts.
And so we're moving our blood, our circulation, our energy, and allowing it to heal,
Right.
moving the lymphatics. So in the Western realm, we will say blood and lymphatics. In the
Hmm.
Eastern medicine realm, it's our energy, our chi, right?
Interesting.
Um,
Yeah. I see
so
the parallel.
and
Um,
so yeah,
so I'm curious, do you have a patient success story that you can share with doing
yeah.
TCM over Western medicine?
So the best story I'd have is someone with underlying chronic um, pain, right?
Hmm.
And
Right.
it's like chronic pain that leads also to depression.
Right.
And so
Mm.
when we manipulate the body, change the energy, um, that person, my patient, like just felt better, like improved in his energy,
Right.
um, the flow and how they feel. And they're because they don't have pain, they have strength to do other things, like get back in life, right? Because when you're in
Yeah,
pain, you kind of sit there, and then that
it's not
stagnation
moving.
causes diseases, right?
Yeah.
When we so when we're able to at least alleviate the pain
Hmm.
at certain acupressure points, right? They're able to walk, they're able to move, right? And so he was able to get around better and then felt more confident. And then slowly able to be involved in this his social settings again. And then depression started to wean off.
Makes total sense how the pain affects your mental and your emotional state. I mean, you're really going down that crazy rabbit hole of, if you don't get out of this pain, you go into depression, anxiety, and then you don't want to socialize. And then now you're in a
Right.
darker hole. And so
Right.
you're saying TCM, the Taoist Chinese medicine, is a way to kind of recoup every aspect of who you are
Yeah.
as a human being.
Right.
Yeah, it's wow. That's
Versus just
pretty
yeah, versus just medication. Because I can easily just
exactly.
give you a medication like Axel or Zoloft, and it
Mhm.
will help, right? But then you're kind of numb. It just makes you
Yeah, yeah,
right,
that's brutal. Yeah. I
or
mean,
your libido goes down or gets affected, you
yeah.
know? And
Yeah,
so
to
then
numb
you
the
have,
person for the rest of your life on meds, really, that's not even living,
correct.
So
Yeah. So they don't have any feelings now. So they're more like a robot. It's just literally like no emotions.
so there's no life force.
Correct. Right?
That's crazy. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like you hear about this and you know about it, but when you speak it in your personal experience, it gives it a little more substance in a sense where how real it is and how your decisions in your medical care can take you down a whole different direction in life. And it's crazy how these little decisions of how you're treating yourself and healthcare and your spiritual practices and what you're putting in your body. I mean, that's phenomenal. Dr. Doran, what was it like to study with Dr. Wu? Like, what was he
I'm
like? What was your experience? Yes.
oh, I'm still in awe with Dr. Wu, and I'm still always learning. I mean, I don't think I'll ever, I mean, you can never stop learning.
Right.
It's always something, right? It's
Yeah.
always like another layer and you're another
Right.
wow factor. It's
What was he
constant learning.
like?
Sorry.
Like, what was he like in his like personality and teaching
Oh,
style and knowledge?
oh, he's very talented, very
Oh,
gifted
wow.
for sure, and he's funny.
He is funny. I've noted, yeah, I've from my working experience, he's funny too. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and he's
definitely.
just in his own element. Like
Yeah.
he's just I don't know, he works a lot, but never looks tired.
I know that.
Like,
I noticed that
right?
too. He's
Like
always
endless
jovial.
energy, right?
He's like almost like a happy child all the time, Like
Yeah, like if I were to work as many hours as he does, I would be like,
yeah, no, totally. I mean, that's funny you said that because I have noticed he's very jovial, like just cheerful and like almost like a happy kid all the time. And then
well, you know what it is? It's truly he enjoys healing people,
yeah,
healing patients, and then he just in his element. Like he's so grounded, you know.
yeah.
And I admire that so much.
That's so awesome. We're coming to a close of the interview. Do you have any last words or words of gratitude for Dr. Wu and the staff and your experience?
It's a journey that I'm looking forward to walking with him.
Yes,
Um, and I'm so grateful that he's in my life, and been given this opportunity to
that's awesome.
find the means to, heal patients.
That's awesome. Thank you, Dr. Doran. And
Yes,
we will leave the details in the caption. Thank you so much.
thank you.